Hello again. Welcome to the Bernie Show here on STL Sports Central, presented, as always, by DraftKings. The crown is yours. I am Bernie Miklasz, and I've been writing and talking about St. Louis area sports since 1985. I am privileged to work in this market. I do 5 videos and write 5 columns each week here on STL Sports Central, my happy new home. I also visit with my friend and colleague Randy Carricker for a couple of segments each week on our site, and you can catch me a lot frequently throughout the week on multiple programs on KMOX FM and KMOX AM. Please do us a favor here at STL Sports Central. We're trying our best to keep you fed with great content on the teams you love. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the button on the videos you watch. The like button, that would be. You want to go thumbs up there. Thank you. All of that helps us out a lot. We appreciate you. All right, today's topic, I think it's timely. What does Chaim Bloom have to accomplish to make this a successful offseason for the Cardinals? It's the first offseason as president of baseball operations for Mr. Bloom, so the Cardinals franchise, Cardinals baseball, is in his hands. First, let me tell you what Bloom doesn't have to do, what he doesn't have to do, and what he won't do, because this is not a normal offseason. So some context is required here. The Cardinals are moving deeper into the rebuild, and different standards apply compared to many off seasons we've seen for a long time here. Bloom's not going to be spending a lot of money on payroll, though I believe there will be an increase. I just don't know how much. But big ticket contracts, I don't see it. Maybe they got a surprise, but I don't see it. Bloom will not be pursuing big names on the trade market in a way that requires him to give up really good organizational prospects to get them. Maybe he would make an exception for a power hitter who was cost controlled. I don't know. There's always different ways things transpire. I'm speaking in general, broad terms, because that's all we have right now. And I do know, I am familiar with his thinking and his philosophy. Anyway, I tell you another thing that Bloom will not be doing. He respects the hell out of Cardinals fans. He loves the tradition here. He loves the support. He told me that one of the things that really fires him up, that motivates him, not that he needs to be motivated. He wants to rebuild the Cardinals and put a team together that will fill Busch Stadium. And he can see the real Busch Stadium experience. I'm sorry, I lost my place there. I like that. I mean, he is like a Cardinals historian. He can tell you everything about this franchise from the beginning. And he wants that Busch Stadium experience. And he knows he's got the chance to restore that. That is a driving force with his motivation. And he is absolutely sincere about that. Bloom, what he won't be doing, he won't be pandering to Cardinals fans. He won't be misleading Cardinals fans. He won't tell them what they want to hear because he wants to be popular. He's afraid to get criticized. Bloom's already done a lot here. Fans that have paid attention and understand why the Cardinals went wrong and understand the absolute need to get back on track in terms of player development and other vital areas such as pro scouting, international scouting. Those fans get it. Bloom has filled an obvious leadership void on so many fronts. He's just what the Cardinals needed to get out of the Stone Age and modernize and join baseball and all the advancements that have been made in terms of giving you a competitive advantage. Chaim Bloom's recruited a lot of sharp minds, advanced minds to join the cause. And so it's not just him. He brought a whole team, and he's still hiring people, whole team of guys and women with him, and he's still hiring. That said, I understand this. Many fans will judge Bloom strictly on what happens at the major league level, and ultimately that is his responsibility, and that's totally fine to have that standard. As long, one little caveat, as long as we realize that this is not a quick fix, instant gratification off season. Bloom has said it many times. He won't go for short-term gains that go against his vision of the Cardinals' long-term future. He cannot be clear on the subject, and I happen to support it. So you can call me names. I don't care. I was tired of watching this team stay mired in mediocrity and to let the starting pitching development collapse and getting players to the major leagues. I'm talking about hitters who had a lot of holes in their game, and they never were fully developed. I don't know why anybody would be against what they're trying to do right now in terms of player development, because they let that lapse. And you know what? Because they let it lapse, that's why they're 22nd in winning percentage in the majors over the last 3 years. Bloom is not a businessman. Selling tickets is not his responsibility. He's not a marketing vice president. His duty is to reconstruct a decaying franchise and create a product that can sell tickets simply because it wins and wins and wins, and it provides a lot of entertainment, period. That's his objective. And if Bloom does that, fans will like him and will return to Busch Stadium. And if Bloom fails to build a winner and this thing drags on and on and on, well, he'll be a failure in the job and the Cardinals will lose more fans. Yeah, it's simple. It really is that simple. There's a lot at stake, but it's simple in terms of outlining it. All right, now that I've outlined it and laid all that out, I'll get into my next phase, what Chaim Bloom must do, just in my opinion, to have a successful offseason. But first, a message about our friends at DraftKings. Missouri, get ready. The wait is almost over. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook apps, coming soon to the Show Me State. And as I speak to you today, the 5th of November, the DraftKings Sportsbook launch is only 25 days away from that startup date on December the 1st. We're getting close to turning the Show Me State into the Show Me the Money State, with DraftKings getting closer and closer to opening day in Missouri. I'm excited. New Missouri customers can download the DraftKings Sports app today, and when we go live on the first day of December, just a $5 bet will unlock $300 in bonus bets. Nice deal. And starting November the 17th, this is important, you can create your DraftKings Sportsbook account in Missouri and get ready for that launch on December the 1st. You'll be totally prepared. DraftKings Sportsbook's got a great rep. It brings everything you need to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning fast payouts. You don't have to wait for your money, endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. It is fast and it is easy. And when DraftKings officially goes live in Missouri, you're going to be betting with the Sportsbook app that is trusted by millions. It is safe. It is secure. It has fast money withdrawals. It has excellent customer service. So let's go. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and grab that $300 in bonus bets, which is a $5 bet when DraftKings goes live on December 1st. Good times are coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be age 21 or over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after being issued. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. All right. Thank you for supporting our sponsor, DraftKings. Welcome back to segment number 2 of the Bernie Show. And please hit that like button on these videos and all videos. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, STL Sports Central. We really appreciate it. Segment number 2, let's go. Here's my take of the must-do list, the must-do list for Chaim Bloom between now and the start of 2026 spring training. And by the way, in my third segment, it'll continue, and I got some good stuff in that. In other words, I'm not putting all the good stuff first. Number 1, make it be known to other teams that just about every Cardinals player is available for trade discussions. Set an aggressive tone. Eliminate confusion. Reintroduce the Cardinals to the trade market and let the other 29 teams know that he is open for business, wide open for business. So let's go. If listen, and somebody might be saying, and I don't blame you, by the way, say, well, what do you mean? Of course, don't other teams know that Chaim Bloom's probably going to be looking to make some deals? Well, yeah, but you got to understand the context of the recent past. If potential trade partners aren't sure of his top motivation, and he's got to make it absolutely clear, he won't get a jump on making deals. He really needs to set the groundwork and really set it firmly and clearly and obviously. The Cardinals in recent years, and this is what I'm talking about, they've dragged their feet and kept other teams wondering about their objectives. It's a reason why a lot of other teams didn't even try bothering to engage John Mozeliak in offseason trade talks recent years because he made it so difficult. He wanted to straddle the fence. He was indecisive. Some teams thought the Cardinals' demands were often unreasonable, and they just didn't want to waste time on Mo. It was always like with other teams, executives, front offices of other teams, it's like, well, wait, hold on. Every time I talk to those guys, I don't know what they want. I don't know where they are. Are they in? Are they out? Are they trying to win? Are they pretending that they're trying to win? Do they want to just see if they can get to 86 wins and that'll be enough to make the playoffs? So naturally, they understand Chaim Bloom's going to bring some differences here, but they still want to see these other teams that the Cardinals are going to be very upfront, very transparent, and very, very, very much on point about this is what we want. This is what we're looking for. This is what you have. Let's try to work something out. And he will do that. He will be very much proactive. They need that. And he's also, you have to understand this about him, he is prolific in terms of communication. He is well liked by his peers. He'll put the Cardinals back on the trade map. They'll be back on the trade map. It's about damn time. I don't think this guy ever gets off the phone. I really don't. I really, really don't. And even when he's on the phone, there's other people waiting to talk to him. And I'm talking about other executives and people that are job candidates. All right, number 2, it's imperative to move the team's best veteran trade piece, Brendan Donovan. He'll be 29 years old next season. He's got 2 more years before he can enter free agency. The Cardinals have no plans to give Donovan a long-term contract extension. He'll get a good return in a trade market. He is their most valuable player in terms of trade quality, trade value. It would be absolutely irresponsible for Bloom to hold on to Donovan, keep him around for 2 years, and let him walk away. Bloom cannot squander this opportunity. You may think I'm heartless. You may disagree. That's fine. Leave your comment. But a rebuilding team does stuff like this, okay? If Brendan Donovan was 24, 25, I wouldn't be talking about this. He's going to be 29 next year. And he's had some injuries. So the older he gets, and you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, number 3, you got to trade third baseman Nolan Arenado. I know I'm stating the obvious, but it's really time. And the Cardinals know this, and Arenado knows it too. Arenado's got the no trade protection, but Bloom has got to find a way to get around that by moving Arenado to an acceptable destination. The onus is on Bloom to do that. And the Cardinals, I think they already know they're not going to receive much in return for an Arenado trade. And Chairman Bill DeWitt Jr. has got to absolutely step up and do his part by absorbing as much money as it takes to make the trade go and alleviate the trade partners' concerns over how much money Arenado is owed on his the rest of his guaranteed contract. And yes, something unexpected. If you know, let me go back, and I'm kind of racing ahead here, and I apologize. And yes, unless something unexpected comes along, the Cardinals will be keeping Nolan Gorman, and they will start him at third base in 2026. That's what rebuildings are for. And the new regime deserves a chance to study Gorman, recommend changes, give him a new plan, have all the new people they're bringing in be there for him and support, and really look for things that can work. You don't sell low on Gorman before all of these new people hired by Bloom have the chance to work with him. That would be stupid with a capital S. Number 4, I think Chaim Bloom's got to acquire 2 starting pitchers that can cover the gap until more of the organization's more promising pitching prospects are ready for the big leagues. Bloom may want to do this and talking about adding guys now by offering 1-year deals or maybe 1 year plus an option. The Cardinals' offense, their lineup, cannot be rewired in one offseason. But Bloom can, in one offseason, reinforce the team's thin rotation without getting bogged down in long-term commitments, many of which backfire. And some candidates will be gambles if they take it, like Dustin May, not thrown as hard as he did with the Dodgers before Tommy John. But he can bounce back. There's nothing wrong with him physically. Sometimes it just takes a while. I'm talking about candidates like that. Other names to look at include, and again, I'm not endorsing any of these people. In fact, I'm telling you up front, I'm terrible at putting together lists. I have an aversion to it. You know why? Because I see people putting together lists, and I find these lists to be, what's the word? Fantasy land stuff, unrealistic, stupid. detached from reality, whatever. But if you want names of people that I think fit the prototype I was discussing, you take a look at Brandon Woodruff, Merrill Kelly, Jordan Montgomery, Nick Martinez, Zach Eflin, who's got that Tampa Bay background, Adrian Hauser, I think same there too. Jose Quintana, Tyler Mahle is intriguing. St. Louis media is predictably pining for Zach Gallen or Max Scherzer or Chris Bassett. I see people writing stuff about every former Cardinals pitcher out there. You know, they want them back. So, yeah, Gallen or Scherzer or Bassett, it sounds good. And I'm not going to get in it today. I'll get into it maybe at greater length in another occasion here soon. But there are reasons why a Gallen, a Scherzer, or a Bassett would seek more appealing options. They're old. Well, Gallen's 30. Scherzer and Bassett are older. They want to win. The problem with making these kind of lists, at least for the Cardinals standpoint, from their standpoint, it's twofold. A, other teams will be competing to sign free agent starters, even on the lower end of the market, because there's going to be a lot of teams looking to sign guys on one-year deals. It's not like the Cardinals are out operating alone out there. And B, why would a free agent starting pitcher want to come here if he's older and looking for a chance to win as soon as possible? Bloom's background offers hope of the Cardinals finding, and this is what I like, his background with Tampa Bay especially offers hope of the Cardinals finding a low-cost, good-value starter that the other teams overlook. But one way or the other, this rotation has got to be addressed. The international market is an option, so perhaps Bloom and his aides can explore those options. But I hate to tell you, those of you saying, well, you don't think Cardinals ought to go get Dylan Cease. Well, I do too, except there's one little thing. It ain't going to happen. All right, I have a few more items for Bloom's must-do list, which I'm going to get to after I take this time out, which I'm proud to do to motivate my fellow gentlemen to try BlueChew. Gentlemen, is your bat dragging? Is your bat dragging? You want to connect? You want to make hard contact the way you used to? Well, BlueChew's there. It can help raise your game for those intimate, pleasurable times with your partner. As we like to say, just chew it and do it. I know what BlueChew has done for me. I'm 66, so I'm happy to get the word out because I want you to try BlueChew and learn for yourself. BlueChew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for enhanced performance. You can sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you will receive your prescription at your doorstep in a few days. Yep, it's that simple. And it's private, and it's all done online. Try your first month of BlueChew free when you use the promo code Bernie. You just pay $5 shipping. That's promo code Bernie to get your first month free, and the only cost to you is the $5 shipping fee. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we sincerely thank BlueChew for sponsoring the Bernie Show and for helping all the guys out there who watch the Bernie Show and who have tried BlueChew and are happy. All right, let's get back to our third segment on today's Bernie Show. Don't forget to subscribe to our STL Sports Central YouTube channel. Hit that like button on our videos as well. We really thank you for your support. I've already talked about the first four things on Bloom's must-do offseason list, and I got some others to put on there now. Number 5, starting pitcher Sonny Gray and first baseman Wilson Contreras have no trade clauses. We know that, but could waive them if the right deal comes along, especially Gray. Bloom should not hesitate, not for 1 second, to move either Cardinal for the right price. The key word, the right price. You don't give them away. Gray is entering the final year of his contract. There will be a market for him, and he's got a salary of $35 million for 2026. Contreras is under contract for 2 more seasons at a total cost of $36 million. I like both players, but the Cardinals got to be pragmatic here. You're not ready to win. 2 aging players who make a lot of money and have a combined 3 years of contract time left. Well, those are trade pieces, no question about it. And for a rebuild team especially, and if possible, this is the time to strike. John Mozeliak and the Cardinals blew an opportunity to add prospect capital by moving Ryan Helsley and Eric Fetty before the start of last season. They can't do that again. And I have one more thought to share on this. If Bloom can clear these contract obligations from the ledger, and not only Gray and Contreras, but of course Arenado, then the Cardinals might be motivated to go shopping in a more expensive aisle of the free agent starting pitcher market. There's some 30-ish type guys out there. Maybe the Cardinals would be inclined to pursue on a 3-4 year deal. I don't know. I'm just, not closing off my mind to other possibilities. But they're not going to do that if they can't move, guys making big money. Number 6, the Cardinals need a right-handed hitter who can play the outfield, including center field. That's all I got to say. This has been unaddressed. This has been left unaddressed for way too long. Let's see what Bloom does. Number 7, got to find some power hitting. Perhaps it's you acquire a developing power hitting prospect in a trade. Perhaps it's an under-the-radar minor leaguer or a free agent that isn't a celebrated free agent that Bloom and his staff have data on and are keeping their eye on him and think he's worth a chance. It could be a guy another team is willing to trade because that team has a surplus at his position. And I've offered this example before because I think it's a perfect example of what I'm talking about, and I'm going to tell you about it one more time. At the trade deadline in 2024, the Miami Marlins acquired Orioles outfielder Kyle Stowers, who was 26 at the time of the trade. He was a guy in Baltimore because he had so many outfielders. He'd go down to the AAA, come back, go down, that whole bit. Finally getting a chance to play regularly in 2025, Stowers banged 25 home runs, slugged .544, and made the National League All-Star team in 2025. These guys are out there. They are out there. It ain't easy, but you have to be aggressive. You have to be relentless in your search. And you have to be opportunistic if the chance comes along that you think could get it done. All right, number 8, and I think this is the last one. Yeah, it is. As Bloom makes trades, I think it's important for the Cardinals to come away with at least one legitimate starting pitcher prospect, and I would even prefer 2. Now, listen, here's the caveat. I ain't talking about guys ready to pitch in the major leagues in 26. These prospects could be at the high A level or the double A level, but if the talent is there, the Cardinals can afford to be patient. It's a rebuild. And if the Cardinals land a couple of promising starting pitcher candidates, the beautiful thing is because of the changes that have been made, they can turn them over to their organizational pitching director, Matt Pierpont, who is superb at finding ways to make young pitchers better. I've read a couple stories where some of the Cardinals prospects, and not even the highest level prospects, are just glowing because they're getting so much input and so much advice and so much hands-on instruction and recommendations from an entire team of people. And that began happening as soon as Bloom and his guys moved in, as soon as the camp opened last year. See, young pitchers need, sometimes it's as simple as changing a pitch arsenal or changing a grip. But you got to have eyes on the pitcher, and you have to have guys working with him. And they're finally down there getting help from instructors that have made them get to some areas where they're now really improving some of their weaknesses. And that comprehensive instruction just simply wasn't happening during the previous regime. I'm actually looking forward to this offseason because I think it's going to be an adventure, and I don't know exactly what to expect. But we wish Chaim Bloom well on his first adventure, the first offseason as the president of baseball operations. That's it for today. Thank you all for watching. Thanks to DraftKings for presenting the Bernie Show here on STL Sports Central. Have a wonderful day.